Okay, haha. It has been so long since I've done this. What am I even doing? I need to stop looking at myself because then you don't see my eyes. And then I need to hit play on the teleprompter. So fast, so fast. Okay. People say, what's the worst thing they can say? No? We'll find out. Trans Awareness Week is over, but I'm still trans 24/7, and not a single red cent of Jeff Bezos' billions have come to my or my community's aid. Tax deduction, just all I'm saying. Alright, let's get the show started, shall we? Alright, y'all, it's been a minute, like a long minute, like Valentine's Day of this year minute. Nope, nope. I did an episode also for the Green Day, but I'm back. Ish. But let's get into it, shall we? Okay, look. I still want to raise approximately $12,500 to tape half a season of this show outside of the studio with some outside help. I would also like to make the decision for 100,000. I would also like to throw the first queer debutante ball, like 7K venue rental, 2K for entertainers, probably 15K for food, but that's only paid by ticket sales, plus decorations. I would also like the Royal Southeastern Independent Film Tour to happen, 32K. And finally, Santa baby, just slip a feature film under the Christmas tree for me, because I've been an awfully good girl. At least I've worked very hard.
Put up with your like every single day. But now it's time to and listen when I say.
I left work early today because I get there with enough time to help silence, or at least, work through things in my mind. And since we're going into the tail end of this year, we are already in the tail end of this year, I always like to go inward and reflect. It makes for a very interesting season. And so I started reflecting on the worst thing people could say. No. And it's true, look, in a vacuum, the worst thing another could say when one asks for something is no. But when that no is compounded, like in real life, when it's kind of the same ask multiple times over the course of multiple years, shit wears on you. Look, Friday, as I was wrapping up a production meeting for Black Girls and Fairy Tales, my new friend gave me encouragement. I'd invited her to check out Mila Note, which I love. I use it for everything when I need to visualize, mood board, and dream. And I invited her to my boards for the waltz. She said, I can see you have passion for this project. I've got passion dripping out of the pores. I've got passion There's some passion right there. It's just filled with passion. uh, Y'all, I felt seen. I almost started crying on the phone. This year, more than any year, I've poured myself into this film. At least I did up until the end of July. And then really just kind of cut it all off in October. Two things. Big nose. Big nose I've been working towards all year. Look, we all know what I've done this year for the waltz, so I'm not going to rehash that. The business plans, the marketing plans, the ticket and other projections, the videos made, the crowdfunding campaign. The amount of big no's I've heard this year has crippled me. It really did. And I also felt seen because for the past few weeks, ever since being accepted into Film Fatales, I have been unable to make a move. I felt like I've applied, and honestly, I'm incredibly demoralized. If I stop and think about it right now, I'm going to start crying again. There was an incident a couple of weeks ago, and I've told just two close friends, but really no one else, that what happened just completely shattered my faith as a black trans woman, or really any marginalized filmmaker, in pursuing any of these contests or grants, or basically what feels like money-grabbing cattle calls, which is what they feel like. So, Film Fatale posts and sends emails with things to apply to, and I'm literally stuck in the what's the point mindset. I mean, really the question is, what's the return on my time investment? Or usually also money. These contests are not free. And, all of these things have application fees, and I get it. Reviewing application takes work, and everyone should always be compensated for their labor. Last night I got to chat with my fellow Sundance fellow, and honestly, he feels like my queer fairy godfather, or god person. They feel like my fairy god person. He he was updating me on some changes that had taken place, and then we also got to catch up. And he gave me encouragement as well, as I told him I'm just not emotionally available to work on the waltz right now. I'm not. Every time I try, whether that's to type another email to reach out or try and work out what the next steps are, I just end up in tears like, no. It's not a healthy response, and I don't know what the answer is. So just like when the pandemic was underway and I needed a way to release, I'm turning back to my show because it does bring me joy, because it is something I can do and control. And unlike raising funds for feature films or shorts I'm helping to produce, or taking said shorts on tour, or planning a queer debutante ball, it's something I can do and under my control. Also, doing the show forces me to verbalize what it is I'm trying to process, because I also have a horrible habit of wanting to shut down. Verbal communication is not my forte, nor my learning strength. I'm much more so visually and kinesthetically, if that's a word. And for now, until I can raise the funds to hire a crew to tape the interviews, because I'm not taping interviews again without help. It is a lot to manage on my own. I have set up this camera just so you can see all that I'm doing on my own, and this is a very small bit, but we've got a teleprompter, we've got monitors, we've got cameras, lights, and it's a lot. So, not doing that again on my own. But all that to say is that I am tentatively back, and I don't know the posting schedule yet. Like, we're just as is. Like, ugh. But what I do need to do is I need to get back to work on creating the messaging for the end of the year giving campaign, and what that looks like, and where I want to focus people's attention. So I've been putting that off by creating the show again.
Just so full of must think that I'm naive. Wow. I won't back down, won't, and no, I'll never leave. You must think that I'm crazy. You wanna replace me, baby. There's no way. If you thought it'd be funny to send me to a nunnery, honey, there's no way.
I probably need help in so many more ways than one. But until next time. Yeah, until next time. Okay, alright, y'all. There's no coffee in there. Here's a coffee. Starbucks, you want to sponsor me? I love that. Love a lot of sponsors. Here we go. Alright.